and the other on his dad. There's a heartbeat. Everyone else just fades away. Everyone just disappears. His dad looks at him. The trunk falls away, reveals his face. It's handsome, it's rugged, it's manly, it's everything that every man wishes they could be deep down inside. The kind of man that could fell an entire force with just one fucking swoop of an axe. The kind of man that can land any single fucking lady in the world. And Kipps is bewildered. And he has to ask, Dad, why did you do this? Why did you disfigure yourself in such a way that it left you this weirdly grotesque thing? His father looks at him dead in the eye. No warmth in his voice. Nothing. Ooh, I don't want that. Don't want that. Want that. And there's just something demanding about his presence. His father looks him right in the eye and says, Kipper, I'm going to tell you 3 things that you're going to take with you for the rest of your journey. Number 1, my name is Bauer Longsteel. Number 2, within you is the strength and conviction to do anything you set your mind to. Anything at all. If you want to defeat a giant sentient burrito at a faraway Chipotle, then fucking A, you gotta go out there and you gotta get what you gotta get. Number 3, your mother didn't leave me because she was mad at me. Your mother left me because I cheated on her with her sister during her birthday, on our anniversary, in the guest room that's located right next to the kitchen where everyone was preparing the cake. This sinks in. Kipps knows this is a lie. He wants to believe this is a lie. The truth just breaks him down even more. You cheated on Mom? He asks, a little bit of tremble in his voice. And all of a sudden, there's this slow, boiling anger. He knows it's a lie. He wants to believe it's a lie. It has to be a lie. And his dad smiles. He goes, yeah, son, it's true. I banged her sister. Banged her hard. She sung at an A flat. Kip's gonna believe this. His dad was joking about something this monumental, something he had kept from Kipps for years. How long? How long have you kept this secret? He asks. There's a broiling anger to his voice. There's this destructive urge slowly building up. His dad laughs. Boy, I've been keeping it from you since you were 3 years old. And it's at that moment that Kipps launches forward. He raises his arm, ready to just beat the living shit out of his dad. He gets within 4 inches of it. 4. He's this close. There's an anger in his eyes. His fist is raised. There's a grit in his voice. You monster! He screams. How could you do this? How could you do that to Mom? His dad just smiles. You know, son, you're kind of a big idiot. Your mom was a big idiot. Hell, her whole side of the family was a bunch of big idiots. It's at that point that he's just about to deck him. He's just about to smash his head on for all the shit that he's pulled. When his dad just drops dead of a heart attack. Right there. He was bluffing the whole entire time. He wanted this. He wanted Kipps to end him before his own body failed him. Before time and time alone took him away. There was something that broke even more deep inside Kipps. He didn't even know what to say. He was filled with anger and rage and at the same time shock and sadness. His dad's on the ground. Body heaving. Eyes filled with fear. Of this was how he was going to go. Kipps goes down, grabs his old man. Puts an arm underneath his head and he just begs his dad, tell me it was a lie. Just tell me it was a lie. Tell me that it was a story you made up just to get me riled up so that way I would have to do what I had to do to get further. His dad only smiles. It was... And he fades. He just fades away. Was it a lie or was it the truth? Was it a lie or was it the truth? Nothing else mattered. It just crushed him. The not knowing for certain whether what his dad told him was the truth or not. Bauer had eaten healthy, exercised regularly. Hell, he was a picture of fitness. Even his doctors couldn't explain it. Jove, Jiku, and Sadface, they all go to comfort him, offer their condolences. We're so sorry. We're so sorry, Kipps, is all Sadface can say. Jove breaks down crying. Even before Kipps does. It was ironic. He couldn't have been lying. He knew what was happening, and he held out for as long as possible. He wanted to see you one last time. He held out for you, Kipps. Joel says, his voice cracking just a little bit. Jiku, he's devastated. He doesn't even know what to say. The only thing he can't say is the only thing that's been on his mind the whole entire time. It feels wrong. It feels like if they deserted Kipps' father right now, so soon after he passed, without giving him a proper burial, that they would be desecrating the memory of the man who raised Kipps to be the leader he is. It takes them a couple of days to sort out the details of the funeral, to make sure everything's in proper order. But the service was nice. Everyone had great things to say about Bauer Longsteel. And it was Kip's turn to go up there, go up to the podium. All of his friends, his family were there. And at that moment, he felt so alone to be standing next to the man who told him either a lie or a truth. To say something that horrible moments before he passed away. It just ruptured him. Kip slowly stands up. His feet feel like anvils against the carpeted floor. He walks up the aisle, each step echoing in his mind. Thump, 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 thump. The echoes getting louder and slower the closer he got, till it seemed like forever between he wanted to turn tail and run. He wanted to break away from this madness that was enveloping his life, to run away in a hole somewhere and hide. He turned back to his friends. Joel, nodding sincerely to urge him onwards. Jiku giving him a thumbs up, saying, "Be brave. Be yourself. Say what's on your mind. It's just you and us." Sad face. She's torn. So Kips gets up, stands behind the podium, looks at the open casket, and says the perfect thing that it's the only thing he can say. He clears his throat, takes a deep breath, and says his piece. Bauer Longsteel was the epitome of the male ideal form. He was strong, charismatic, wonderful, a loving father, a devoted husband, at least for as long as the two were married. And he taught me a few things growing up. The first being, always believe in yourself. Push forward. The second being, never microwave an iPhone trying to recharge the battery. That's just common sense. Dad, Bauer, he always had a sense of humor about him. An air like he was always 5 steps ahead of you, no matter how fast you ran, no matter how well you prepared. A lump formed in Kips's throat. Something broke within him, a well. His voice started to tremble. My dad ended his life telling me that Mom didn't leave him because there wasn't any love between them. He told me that she left him because he cheated on her. His last words to me were, "It was." And then he faded. Where does that leave me? For a man who, for all the world, for all the time that he had, touted honesty, truth, perseverance, justice, good over evil, kindness over cruelty. Where does that leave me? Thank you all for coming today. I know that were he still alive, he'd be right up here, cracking open a beer, smiling, telling stories about how he and Uncle Tim used to go deep into the forest and fight bears. How they would take the old beat up 4x4 and go dune running. How they would stay up till the crack ass of dawn just to watch the sunrise. Or go out to the lake, whatever the fuck, and just stare at the fish as they would jump into the air. They would also shoot the crap out of the fish, but you know what, it was a beautiful sight. There were a few giggles here and there. Kip spent another couple of minutes talking. There wasn't any destination to the words he was saying. He just kept going. He kept going until there wasn't anything left to say. Till he was empty inside. Till whatever train of thought he had rode this monologue and finally ended. And when it ended, he couldn't hold back the tears anymore. He broke down. He started crying. He turned to the casket which held his dad, who in his last moments went down fighting, or almost fighting. He turned to him. His dad, prepared wonderfully in the finest suit, his hair combed just so. His dad looked like he was just asleep. Kip said, "Dad, should I perish on this way, on my journey, just know that you and I, as soon as I get up there, we're going to finish that fight. And you're going to tell me the truth. I love you. I'll miss you. Rest in peace." The auditorium was silent as Kipps walked from behind the podium back to his seat with his friends. There was silence. The following day, they went up to the cemetery and watched the casket be lowered into the ground. He stayed behind to help the gravedigger fill up the plot, tamp it down, and stayed even longer after that to just meditate on his final moments with his dad. Unbeknownst to him, a car pulled up. Out stepped a man in a trench coat, a wide-brimmed brown fedora, dark sunglasses. His movements were sinister, almost stalking in a way, predatory. He walked up behind the man, who was still deep in mourning over his father, tapped him on the shoulder, said, "Kipps Longsteel," in a threatening tone of voice. Kipps didn't respond. He knew what was going on. He just didn't want to pay any more attention to it. Again, the man in the trench coat tapped him on the shoulder, this time a little bit harder. Kip's long steel. Kip's turned around. There was an anger in his eyes, an anger that had never been felt before by him. He turned around, a snarl in his tone. What do you want? Can't you see that I'm mourning my father? Can't you leave me alone for 1 second? Do I always have to push forward for you assholes? I just lost my father. You have the gall to show your face up here after what you put him through? He signed on for $20 and a pack of cigarettes. And then he died. He died of a heart attack, right as I was about to end him. And this is what you do? And the man in the trench coat just laughs, smiles. Your father was a worthless piece of shit. And Kip's just fucking decks him. He crawls over him. He bears down on him. He growls, "You will never speak of my father ever again. Do you understand me?" The man in the trench coat just laughs and laughs, almost mocking the memory of his father. Again, your dad was a worthless slob. He came begging to us. He was $20 short and needed a pack of smokes. And all we wanted in return was for you to get riled up. Kip's, in a fit of rage, screams, raises his fist, and follows through on the action that he hesitated on with his father. The man's head just explodes, but it just reforms. The laughter continues, 4 feet away from his father's grave. I will, Kipps leans forward. I will fight the legendary burrito. I will defeat him. And when this is all over, if I am still alive, I'm coming for you next. Do you understand me? And the man in the trench coat removes his hat, still on the ground, still laughing. I'd like to see you try, Kipps. After all, I'm Floral Black. I'll be waiting for you. And with that, Floral Black just disappears in a puff of smoke. Laughter still echoing in the air. It fades away into silence. Kipps is all alone. Rage built up in his heart, a new determination filling him. Sad Face runs up to him, gives him a hug, wondering, what's going on? What's going on? Who was that? Kip says, it was just an old friend. It was an old friend. Formerly. Come on, we've got to go. Jove! Who's the next evil bastard we got to take? Jove looks at his list. Barbara Streisand. Shit! Can't believe fucking Barbara Streisand is one of the evil bastards too. Why, do you like Barbara Streisand? Jove asks. Kip shakes his head. Nah. She was my mom's favorite artist. Come on. How long? Jove looks at the map. She's in Indiana right now, just after a concert. We gotta go now. We'll be there in about 5 days. Just enough time, Kip says. They all pile into the car. Engine turns over, roars to life. and they drive away down the road. Thank you for watching part 4. And as always, time for the outro. See ya.